So I think I'll give you my thought on artificial intelligence first, and then I'll talk about the industry, right? So I think for the first time, and this is a little bit philosophical. So for the first time, I read somewhere that human beings are actually outsourcing intelligence. Human beings are differentiated from most of the animals because of the intelligence that we have. And usually outsourcing works, when you have an expert in either IT or technology or HR or something, and you say that you are expert, you do that very well. So here is what I outsource to you. So if you're outsourcing intelligence, we don't know what's going to happen. Is where I am at right now. But it's very interesting. I think intelligence is going to definitely give us something very miraculous in future, no question. So artificial intelligence cannot be ignored anymore. It is a part of life. It is reality. Having said that, I think there's a differentiation that, at least in my mind, I have, between artificial intelligence and what we call machine learning. Okay, most of the solutions that we are seeing, even in pharma, coming to pharma, are actually coming out of machine learning, because you look at historical data, you process that data, you assemble it together, and then you look at predicting future. To me, that's like an algorithm which keeps on improving itself every time you capture more information and feed to it, right? So that is where we are in pharma, at least to the best of my understanding at this point, that we are using the intelligence that is available within our space, right, in order to improve our efficiency and performance within that space. When you talk about artificial intelligence, it has to also come from outside. So maybe when tools like this start looking at, I don't know, I mean, I'm talking randomly, but look at automobile or look at space sector, and all these areas, we should be then able to see how things can progress. Right? So
Sure.
I think one more important thing is, I think in order to make the best of this, machine learning as well as artificial intelligence that is coming up, pharma has to also, sort of speed up their entire take up on, because we are still struggling. I won't say struggling, but we are still dealing with the same problems, which is to do with MR productivity, to identify the right doctors to meet, to look at expiries and claims, to look at tour maps, so that has been sort of the struggle, and that keeps on taking a lot of our time. And I think what is important is to move fast and get that over with and move to the next level. I feel innovation is another area that will be driven significantly through artificial intelligence.
Okay.
Because it is possibly good. I mean, we work with a company right now. We are helping them raise capital, which is into repurposing, medicine or drugs. So they take one medicine which is probably for a cardiac purpose, and then they repurpose it for something else in a different delivery format also. Right. I think, I don't know, but I get fascinated to look at such companies and such innovations, and I feel AI can add a lot of value to shorten the journey to market, because speed to market is the most important thing in this case.